Welcome everybody to another episode of Good Old Wrasslin, episode 7. God, it's going by quickly, huh? Next thing you know, we're going to be on episode 10 eventually. It's crazy. I never thought I would actually be able to talk wrestling on the channel. But hey, I personally don't mind. I love talking wrestling because that's why it's called Good Old Wrasslin, because we like the good old wrestling. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be an interesting show. We're gonna be talking about the Elimination Chamber. We're also gonna be talking about everything now that's gonna happen at WrestleMania. What happened after the Elimination Chamber? Soulja Boy and Randy Orton have beef apparently. What? I mean, who is getting more attention out of this? And Big Show is now elite. What? I mean, this is crazy, guys. Crazy news this week. Well, crazy shit happened this week anyway. But you know what? It's time to talk wrestling, okay? This is the only time a week I can do so. And you know what? If you don't like it, well, then just, it's just too bad. I love wrestling, and you know what? I'm passionate about it. So you know what? I will do whatever I please. So you know what? I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't want to hear it, man. I want to hear it. But anyway, though, Deshaun, while I'm pulling something up, tell everybody where they can find you at.
You could find me on my YouTube channel, Deshaun Williams. Also tonight, I will be doing a Man of Steel watch party. I hope y'all check that out. And also got a huge announcement to make. I will be making another YouTube channel. This time we'll talk about sports. So this I will be officially doing another YouTube channel. We'll talk about sports. So today, also you could find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and the Discord.
Very, very nice. You guys can find me on this channel at the Osnator, where shit's just going down. It's basically gonna be. It's pretty much just you can just find me on this channel. I don't really have much to really say other than just watch this channel that you're watching right now at the Osnator. I'm trying to get up to my goal of 150. I'm at 115 right now. If you guys would subscribe, I would definitely appreciate it. I do a bunch of stuff per week. Tomorrow is Splash Talk. I might do a game stream tomorrow as well. Sunday is Shadow Eye. We will be reviewing Superman and Lois episodes 1 and 2. And basically, I do a bunch of stuff throughout the week. You can find me on everybody else's channels like Chris Knight, the Real V3000 for the weekly wrap up, JJ, Sith Lord 3827's channel for randomness at its finest. You basically could find me everywhere. So just go and subscribe. All right. So before we really get into all the news, we have to obviously do our usual pay-per-view review, and that is the Elimination Chamber. Where we actually did a watch party of that. So if you want to go and check that out, it's in the channel somewhere. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was maybe a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, hey, go check that out. So we are going to go through every match on the show, I think, and then we'll talk about other things, including what happened afterwards and so much and so forth. Let's get started with the first match on the show. Did you watch the kickoff match?
I know what happened, but I didn't watch it.
Okay. I think I watched the match. I don't really remember much about it because it's a pre-show match. It was a fatal 4-way match because we obviously couldn't have freaking. I don't know if I would say it's pretty much what it is. Keith Lee. There was supposed to be a triple threat match for the U.S. title. Bobby Lashley, Keith Lee, and Riddle. And Keith Lee got hurt, so that means it turned into a triple threat match. So Keith Lee's out of the match, so now we need a new opponent. So the Fatal 4-Way match consisted of Ricochet, Elias, John Morrison, and Mustafa Ali, accompanied by Retribution with the worst names ever: Mace, T-Bar, and Slapjack. Who in their right mind, who in their right mind would ever name like their superstars Slapjack? That is so dumb. Freaking T-Bar Slap. Come on. This stable's a joke. It sucks. So it's a Fatal 4-Way match. Pretty much, I'm not really going to go into, because I don't even remember this match. I just remember the ending. So basically, everybody gets their shots in. Retribution's being Retribution. They eventually, Ricochet's doing his stuff. And then Ricochet, I think, gets like power bombed into like the ring post by like Retribution, and then Mustafa Ali goes into the ring before John Morrison rolls him up for the 3. This is a strong stable, right? The same stable that literally got buried twice in one night, and then he takes the pin. Not Elias, but it was freaking Mustafa Ali. This stable sucks. They need to get rid of it because, unfortunately, at the end of the day, it does not matter anymore. They're weak. They suck, and overall, they don't do anything. So, as far as I'm concerned, Mustafa Ali, this stable's dead. It's already dead in the water. But John Morrison wins, finally, technically, even though it really wasn't a convincing win. And now he's in the triple threat match with Bobby Lashley and Riddle for the U.S. title. So how is that going to play out later on in the night? I don't know. Even though we've already seen the show, I mean, we don't obviously know. So I guess we got to talk about it. But before we get into the main show, so Asuka was actually supposed to be defending her title on the main card, but however, though, it never happened.
Yeah.
That shows how much confidence they have in her as the women's champion.
I love Asuka, but I don't know why she's the women's champion, though.
Take this belt off of her. She's done nothing with it.
True.
Like, ever since she won the title back in what month? Was it like? Well, technically she was the champion before then. She held the belt in like, was it April or May? Somewhere around there. Like, she won the belt then. She barely did anything with it then. Well, I wouldn't say she didn't do anything. She at least defended the title a bunch of times. But her second run, oh my god, it sucks. The first problem is she's not doing anything with it. She wins the tag team titles, which gives her more of an excuse not to defend the Raw Women's Championship. And just at the end of the day, I would rather, at this point, and I'm going to be totally serious here, I would rather Charlotte.
To win the Raw Women's Champion?
At this point, yes. I want to see Charlotte win.
I won't be mad at it.
Because at least with Charlotte, she'll at least do something with the title.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'm necessarily wrong on that. I mean, granted, I'm not saying I'm a Charlotte fan, but this title, like, they need to do something with this title. It's just right now it's a waste.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame. Because it's like, I don't understand. She's the Raw Women's Champion, but yet she still feels like a nobody.
True.
How is that possible? She's supposed to be like the main, not necessarily the main face of the women's division, but she's pretty much not even that.
Yeah.
Like, the women's champion should be the main focus of the brand. At least Sasha Banks is defending her title. At least she's getting screen time. Meanwhile, Asuka barely gets screen time as it is.
You know what's sad? The Raw Women's Championship could be the main important women's champion. So the title mean it should be better than the SmackDown Women's Champion and the Women's T Champion. But right now, we don't even see the Raw Women's Championship on TV. So technically, the SmackDown Women's Championship is better than the Raw Women's Champion.
You know, I have a theory that Vince McMahon either just forgot about Asuka and he was just like, oh shit, she's the champion. Well, we gotta do something with this. I don't know what we're gonna do, so here you go. Here's your title. Because that's just what it comes off to me. Because at the end of the day, Asuka's rarely done anything.
Yeah.
Samari says it's official. Superman and Lois is better than WandaVision in my. You know what? I might have to agree with you on that. I really do dig it. So I mean, I might have to agree with you, Kavari. It's good.
Oh,
it's good stuff.
I like Superman and Lois.
You like it?
Yeah, I would difficult because I ain't like how CW did Superman when they had Superman the first time. So now they just make Superman act like Superman. So good job CW.
Yeah, I agree, Kavari. It was very good. But kind of wrap up the Asuka thing, I think it's now starting to get ridiculous and it's starting to get redundant, and now it's time to take the title off of her.
Yeah.
She's held it way too long, she's done nothing with it. It's time to take it off her.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's get into the main card. So it started with the Elimination Chamber match. It'll basically determine who will face Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, along with the Tribal Chief for the Universal title, basically right afterwards. We got Keisha in the house. What's up, Keisha? Whereas like CW did what Snyder couldn't.
Fact.
I could agree with that. So the Elimination Chamber match was Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, and Sami Zayn. So basically, I'll kind of give you like the bullet points of the match because again, it's been like a week and I didn't really watch the show. I believe it started with Daniel Bryan and Cesaro. These two kind of went back and forth for a little bit before King Corbin came in, and King Corbin would also get his stuff in during the match. Which then Sami Zayn came out fourth, and I think like Sami Zayn was kind of like a coward at first because he was like he almost tried to hide in the chamber, but then like someone opened the pod and then like he started getting beat up. I think like there was like a couple spots where like Sami Zayn was trying to escape and like he was like climbing the like the chains of the chamber, and I believe I think it was either Sami Zayn or I think it was like Cesaro that fell, I think, or Sami fell. I don't remember. I apologize, but there's some cool spots. And then Kevin Owens, and I believe Corbin ended up getting eliminated first with the Sharpshooter. Kevin Owens would then come out fifth, and then Jey would then come out last. And like there was like a little bit of a tease with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, where Sami Zayn's like, "Hey, let's work together," and Kevin Owens is like, "Nah, fam." And then like he started beating Sami Zayn up. Kevin Owens would then go on to eliminate Sami Zayn with the stunner. Jey Uso would then go on to trap Kevin Owens' arm into like the chamber door and would like hit him with a few super kicks before hitting him with the splash to eliminate Kevin Owens, which would lead to the final three with Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, and Jey Uso. I believe Jey eliminated Cesaro after the splash, would hit him with the splash after he and Bryan went back and forth a little bit. And Bryan would then end up beating Jey at the end to win the Elimination Chamber match. I kind of basically summed up the match. I think as far as the match goes, yeah, it was a good chamber match, I would say. It wasn't necessarily my favorite Elimination Chamber match, but it was like, okay, I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, I think as far as like who won in the eliminations, like I get why they had Daniel Bryan win, but at the same time, I would have rather them just had Cesaro win. because I just think that would have been like a nice little like, not necessarily like, I'm not necessarily saying he should have won because at the end of the day, whoever won was basically going to lose to Roman Reigns in a matter of minutes. But
Yeah.
I still would have liked to see Cesaro at least get a world title match, at least at some capacity. But I get why they had Daniel Bryan win, and it's setting up the feud between the two. Spots were cool. I kind of like the story being told. I'd give it a B. I'd either give it a B plus or a B. It was very good.
Yeah.
What would you give it, Sean?
The match was good. It was very, I won't say entertainment, but it was a pretty good match. You know, Daniel Bryan won. You know, the next match we're gonna talk about. That, but Daniel Bryan won. I did want I thought Kevin Owens or Cesaro gonna win, but I don't care with Daniel Bryan. I did want a Daniel Bryan versus Wolverine feud. Headed to Wrestlemania, but it happening. But we all know who's gonna win that match. So I give it 8 out of 10.
All right. Very, very nice. So then afterwards, the chamber will then go on. So basically, Roman Reigns will then come out after the chamber gets lifted, and that's when we got Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal title. So basically, it wasn't really a match. So basically, what happened was Daniel Bryan would counter the spear into the yes lock, but then Roman would get out of it, and basically by hitting him a bunch of times, and he would then go on to use the guillotine choke, where Daniel Bryan would then go on to pass out, and Roman Reigns basically retained the title in about 1 minute 30 seconds. So as far as like a match is concerned, it really wasn't anything special. It was just it was kind of like a small thing to mainly, I guess, it was supposed to give Roman a title defense, but at the same time, I don't know how I would describe it. That's the thing. It's like I don't know how I would necessarily describe Roman facing Bryan in this sense, where it's not really a match. It was more like just something that they did to not necessarily fill out time, but to basically continue on with what they were going for. But at the end of the match, basically what happened is Edge would come out, spear Roman Reigns, and Edge won the Royal Rumble, which means that Edge will be facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the Universal Championship, and it's going to be very crazy. As far as a match is concerned, I'm not going to give it a grade because you can't. So it's going to be very, very interesting in the sense of I don't know what's going to happen, but I know Edge facing Roman Reigns is going to be great regardless. So, hey, I'll take it. Dylan says, "Hey man, just popped in to say WandaVision was amazing. I don't watch wrestling, so I can't comment. Can't wait to hear you guys review the series." All right, no problem, Dylan. Thank you for coming in, man. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting when we talk about it. Deshaun, what is your opinion on the Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and then the Edge stuff?
This is a kind of match that the match don't really agree. We're taking it in a strong match. Daniel Bryan, got squashed by Wolverine. When Edge came out, charging Wolverine, that was a good moment. So I won't give it a grade, but the payoff was I thought it was pretty good in the end.
All right, very, very nice. So next we have Bobby Lashley versus Riddle versus John Morrison for the United States Championship. I'm basically going to give you guys the bullet points because, you kind of have to do this with this type of stuff. Basically, Bobby Lashley was dominant throughout the match. They were like John Morrison and Riddle teamed up a little bit to kind of take him down. Bobby Lashley was just a powerhouse throughout the match, and then Bobby Lashley. Keep in mind, MVP I think had a crutch on him, so Bobby ended up Riddle used the crutch on Bobby, which would knock him out.
Riddle would then go on to use the Bro Derek, which would give him his first singles title win in WWE as a whole, and also giving him, and it's basically his first main roster championship, ending Bobby Lashley's United States Championship reign. Again, it was kind of like your typical triple threat, big man versus other guys, and Riddle used the crutch, which made sense. I wasn't really mad about that. As a grade, I'd either give it a C+ or a B-. It was solid. I would say I think everybody looked good. I think Bobby Lashley looked strong, which is kind of how you should book Bobby Lashley, because he's a powerhouse. Like, he's like a shit brick house, man. Like, he is powerful. That's why they call him the Almighty. So, I mean, Bobby Lashley looked good. It made sense to bring in John Morrison because, again, John Morrison's basically a fucking loser at this point. He doesn't win anything. So it made sense for Riddle to get the win over Morrison or John Morrison. So as far as what's going to happen later on down the line, I don't know. I would like to see I don't know how Riddle's title reign is going to be. I hope it's okay. But even then, I'm not like the biggest Riddle fan. I mean, hey, congrats that he won and all, but not necessarily my cup of tea in the sense of Matt Riddle. But hey, he's a champion, so I mean, hey, at least people who are Riddle fans get what they got. But I'm not like a Riddle hater. I'm not even like an Asuka hater, but I just call bullshit out when I see it. But hey, I'm not like a Riddle hater. I'm not an Asuka hater. But so I'm like, hey, Riddle's a champion now. Cool. It kind of sucked that Bobby Lashley lost the title, but you know what? What happens later on is very important because we are going to get into that later on when we talk about the road to WrestleMania. So, what did you think about the triple threat match, Deshaun?
I thought it was good. I just thought John Morrison was gonna win. They build him up to win, but WWE, I guess they don't like John Morrison. But I thought the match was good and okay at the same time. Though I would give it 7 out of 10.
All right. As far as like the show captured everything that Superman represents, hope, truth, and determination. I agree. It definitely was captured with what Superman's supposed to be. All right, semi-main event, which really wasn't a semi-main event, but it was more like the second to last match of the show. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, Nia My-Hold Jax and Shayna Baszler, the women's tag team champions, defend their titles against Bianca Belair, the Royal Rumble winner, and SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks. Oh, gosh. Okay. See, this shit is kind of things that kind of grind my gears in a sense where this shit kind of annoys me where I understand in like a storyline sense, I get it. But Bianca Belair, I get Bianca and Sasha teaming up, but Sasha is still the women's champion. She should still be defending her title. She's already a champion. They don't need to compete for other titles unless it has like a winner-take-all situation. Of course, everything Mansell lacked. I'd agree with that. As far as I would say the match itself was decent enough. Like, I think Bianca and Sasha teamed up a little bit. Nia and Shayna would then go on to kind of like they were basically like doing the heel stuff where like they were beating up the Bianca and Sasha for a little bit, and the next thing you know, they end up getting out of it, which then they get the hot tag and all of that. So that stuff is pretty typical. And then the end of the match, Reginald, everybody's favorite guy, Reginald, came out, and he's like, hey, let's celebrate. And Sasha's like, what the fuck? Because he was giving her this champagne bottle, but Nia Jax would then hit the Samoan drop on Sasha to retain the titles. So Nia pins the SmackDown Women's Champion, but yet she hasn't gotten a SmackDown Women's title match. I mean, that's kind of logic here.
Yeah, true.
Overall, again, kind of like the triple threat match, solid match, not anything too spectacular. I mean, it was like Sasha and Bianca worked well together. Shayna and Nia looked dominant. Again, kind of what I would have expected. I mean, the Reginald thing kind of ruined it for me. I like Reginald, but at the same time, it's like, really? Here we go, the comedic stuff again. It's a little irritating. I'll give it a B-. Solid match. What say you, Deshaun? What did you think about it?
This match, did care about the match. Definitely the one match on the pay-per-view. Nia Jax, don't like Nia Jax. As a wrestler, I don't like her. I don't like her at all because I met her, but I don't like Nia Jax as a wrestler. They wasted Shayna Baszler. Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, set up for the match at Wrestlemania. I don't really care about the match. I give it you know what? I give it 4 out of 10.
All right. That's interesting. Interesting grade there. All right. Main event time. In the main event, it was the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. Drew McIntyre, the champion, versus Jeff Hardy, Kofi Kingston, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Sheamus. Basically every challenger was a former world champion. So basically, again, bullet points. Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton start out, because again, Jeff Hardy and Randy have the history. I think Randy goes after Jeff's ear a little bit, and then McIntyre ended up coming out third, which I was like, really? McIntyre was in a pod? Not that I wasn't necessarily a big fan of. I would have just rather Drew just be one of the first 2 people, because it's basically the same thing anyway. But that wasn't necessarily a big deal. So Drew gets his stuff in. Kofi comes out. Kofi does his stuff. And actually, Randy gets eliminated first, which I was like, oh, okay. I was thinking Randy was going to maybe be towards the end. So him getting eliminated first was shocking. And it was with a roll-up. Randy got pissed, so then he performs an RKO on Kofi Kingston and Jeff Hardy. Then almost, broke the pod, which, AJ would then come out early. So basically Adam Pearce got upset and was like, nope, get out of here. And so Sheamus ends up coming out last. Everybody's beaten up. Sheamus would then, eliminate Kingston with a brogue kick. Jeff Hardy, was doing his stuff. And then he hits a Swanton bomb on AJ, but then McIntyre hits him like a Claymore kick. Styles. So basically, then the final 3 was AJ Styles versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. So basically, toward the end of the match, Sheamus would hit Drew with a brogue kick before AJ would hit the phenomenal forearm, and then Styles would then try it again on McIntyre before catching Styles midair with a Claymore kick to retain the championship. Which actually, that Claymore kick looked nice, by the way. I thought that Claymore kick was great. Where he kicked him in the face. I was like, man, that was great. Then at the end of the match, Bobby Lashley came out. He was pissed. And then he kicked the shit out of Drew McIntyre. And then The Miz came out. And I'm like, oh, here we go. This is going to be The Miz's cash in. And he did indeed cash in. This is the 3rd time he's cashed in, even though he's a 2-time Mr. Money in the Bank. Technically 3-time, but we'll just forget about it. He would then hit DDT and then the Skull Crush finale to win the WWE Championship. So Miz is finally a WWE champion, even though it was about 7 years or a few years too late. But hey, he's a champion. So hey, congratulations to the Miz, I guess, even though his title reign ended in about a week. Which we'll get into that in a moment. So overall, I think this chamber match very good. I think both chamber matches definitely really, I think was satisfactory for what they could give us. I think the chamber match was good. Again, I'm gonna give it the same grade I gave it. I think I'll give it a B+. I think it was again another solid chamber match. Again, not my favorite one, but I don't know if I necessarily like this more than the SmackDown one. I think this one might be a tad better because the title is on the line. But overall, again, another very solid match. B+. As far as the Miz thing, I guess I would elevate it a little bit because of the Miz. I'll give it a B+. What say you, Deshaun? What did you think about it?
The match was very favorite entertainment. When the Miz came in, I was happy for the Miz, but we all know what happened on the other night on War. We'll talk about that yet. But the match was good. Drew McIntyre retained the WWE champion, a pretty big gold belt, just for him. But I like the match. I think it's the best match on the card. Best match. It was the best match of the card. I give it 8.5 out of 10.
All right. What would you give the show overall?
I would give it. It was a very very short pay-per-view. I would give it 8.1 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B. I think this show was short, but I actually appreciated it being short because it didn't need to be too long. I do think they could have padded it out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
They could have maybe had the Raw Women's Championship because I don't know, because you should have the title on the line. I don't know. That's an idea. But I'm not going to complain though. I think overall I enjoyed it for what it's worth. Not bad. B. I say it's a solid B. I think it was a good match. Definitely, it wasn't my favorite pay-per-view ever. I'd say just if you haven't seen it yet, it's important. So it's not like you're not getting anything out of the show, because you get important title defense. You get a couple title changes, a lot of story build. That like this chamber pay-per-view was important, at least because it's not like the other pay-per-views where it's not. So hey, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So before we get into a couple other topics, I want to talk about the road to Wrestlemania. So right now, the road to Wrestlemania is looking pretty straightforward at the moment. And what I mean at the moment, it's like at the moment. Like I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm not saying it's going to be. I mean, it is straightforward in the sense of we know like who's going to WrestleMania and who's facing who at this point. Like, we're gonna first talk about the aftermath of the Elimination Chamber. So, because this is gonna basically tie in everything. So, what happened was the Miz would then go on to celebrate. You know, he's the new champion. He's like, yeah, I'm the champion. Like, I did it by myself. Before Bobby Lashley came out, I was like, listen, you son of a bitch, you won this title because I helped you, and that you should give me a title match. And Miz is like, no, I don't want to give you a title match. And he's like, Miz like, no, get out of here. I don't want one. And then Bobby Lashley like, you got 1 hour. You better take it. You better face me or else I'm going to kill you. I'm like, oh, shit. This man's gonna kill him. So basically, and then so Lashley came out for his title match with Miz. Braun Strowman, of course, came out because we all love Braun Strowman now in his shirt and gloves. He's like, hey, I want a match for the title. And Strowman's like, I want a title match. It's like, no, I want a title match. And so Braun and Lashley then went on to fight. Basically, Lashley destroyed Braun Strowman, which was awesome because Bobby Lashley is my man. And Lashley gets his title match, and now Miz is like, oh, God, I don't want to face him. Please, no. I don't want to fight. No, I don't want to do this. No, I'm not facing him. So throughout the show, he's trying to be like, oh, God, I don't want to face but I don't want to face Bobby Lashley because he knows he's going to be destroyed. So he tries, getting out of it, faking he's sick. He literally runs out, which causes a lumberjack match. And Bobby Lashley defeated The Miz to win the WWE Championship for the first time in an awesome moment. I think Bobby Lashley, that was well deserved. I've been a Bobby Lashley fan for a long time, even though I really haven't started doing a wrestling show until now. Bobby Lashley is one of my favorites, and the Hurt Business definitely has helped, rejuvenate his career. Bobby this is probably the best work he's ever done. His U.S. title reign was great. I really hope that he gets a lengthy WWE title reign, but from what I've been hearing, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit, I fear that's not going to be the case. But that title win on Raw was awesome.
Yes.
Absolutely awesome. So then following, of course, so to kind of wrap up the Lacey Evans and Charlotte thing, so basically Lacey's been, teaming with the, Charlotte's dad, Ric Flair. Lacey became pregnant, so she's not, wrestling at the moment. So Charlotte is like talking to Rick that, she's basically pissed off with Rick, and then Rick's like, no, I'm not the father, and that he was just trying to help Lacey, and Charlotte like go home and just, let her be by herself. And then Charlotte's like, no, I'm going to challenge the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Even though Naomi pinned Asuka, so technically Naomi should be. I don't understand their logic anymore. It's apparently backwards. Apparently, you can just walk right in and just challenge for a title. I guess that's apparently how it goes. So I guess Charlotte, is doing her stuff, and then on SmackDown, Bianca's like, "Hey, I'm gonna challenge for the SmackDown Women's title," and Sasha's like, "Oh, okay." And then all that happened, and it was like, "Oh, okay." And then also later on, we found out that Roman Reigns is going to fight Daniel Bryan at Fastlane, and the winner will face Edge at WrestleMania. So, I mean, interesting stuff. As far as what's going to happen at WrestleMania, so give me one quick moment to pull up WrestleMania, at least the match card as of now. So there's only 2 matches on the card: Roman Reigns versus Edge for the Universal title, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So now let's talk about what will more than likely be on the card for WrestleMania. I'm going to start out with, as far as potential Women's Championship matches, I think Charlotte is more than likely facing Asuka at WrestleMania. I don't know if that's that's just my prediction. I think there's no Naomi hasn't done anything since, so I'm gonna guess either Vince just doesn't care or just, I don't know. But Charlotte's facing Asuka at WrestleMania. What say you, Deshaun? Do you think Charlotte's facing Asuka at WrestleMania?
Yeah, because technically on Monday Night Raw, Charlotte did challenge also, but with the match I don't care for, but I hope Charlotte win the match because I don't want to see also hold that title anymore. So this is the first time I cheer for Charlotte. So
yeah, I'm gonna say I really hope Charlotte wins. I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna like it, but hey, I'd rather take Charlotte at this point than Asuka.
Yeah.
As far as WWE Championship, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. And the thing that's really scaring me is that they're putting the belt on Bobby so Drew can beat him at WrestleMania. That's what I'm a little scared about.
Now, I like Drew. I like Drew McIntyre, but I do want Bobby Lashley have a long title reign. I like Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre will a best one of the best babyface championship we have this generation. But I want Bobby Lashley to have a known title reign that he deserves, and we could in down the road you could do anything with Bobby Lashley's title reign. You could build like the monster do You cannot beat him. And that home at SummerSlam, if we have people back, fan back, you could have Bobby Lashley pushing Brock Lesnar for the WWE Champion. I will not see Bobby Lashley have no title reign, but I'm gonna like it that Drew McIntyre more likely gonna win that title back.
Well, and the thing was with the Brock Lesnar thing, I would rather Brock Lesnar face Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania.
True.
Because that to me is a WrestleMania worthy match. Like, as much as I like Drew, we've technically already seen Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Like, so if I was booking it, I would have Bobby Lashley retain against Drew at WrestleMania, have Drew face Sheamus at WrestleMania, and then have Brock face Bobby.
I like that idea.
Because I know we got Drew versus Sheamus on Raw, but you can still continue the feud.
Yeah.
So I would say do that and have Bobby face Brock at Mania, because I think that's a money match. I'm not saying Drew versus Bobby's not a money match, but it's just I know that WWE wants to give Drew that WrestleMania moment, but at the same time, I know the crowd is going to turn on Bobby. The crowd is going to turn on Drew if Bobby loses.
Yeah.
Because if you saw that overwhelming support Bobby got on Twitter, if I was Vince, I'd say, yeah, we're keeping this belt on Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Like, I really hope Vince is not stupid and is like, oh my God, we got to keep this. Like, because don't get me wrong, because I'm with you. I'm a fan of Drew. I think Drew has had a great title run, but let's be fair. Drew has basically been champion all year. It's kind of time to, like, I'm not necessarily, you can still put the title back on him, but do it much later. Because I think if someone has a very lengthy title reign, it's better to give him, like, you don't have to give Bobby Lashley the title for like a year. You could give it to him for like a few months. Like, give him a lengthy title reign, give him a bunch of people to face, to fight. Because even like I would even have Bobby Lashley hold it until Survivor, like, or at least after Survivor Series, because then they could do like the Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley match, like the Tribal Chief versus Bobby Lashley. That match would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
So I would love to see that, but again, my thing is the transitional champions. I hate it. Like, I understand taking the belt off Miz. Let's be fair. Like, at this point I can't buy Miz as a champion.
I'll go beyond though. The Miz should have won the WWE Championship in 2016 or 2017.
Yeah, I would even say 2018. I wouldn't have minded 2018, which I think that's when he should have won it. But again, because the Miz was really good. Like I would say from 2016 to early 2019, I think Miz was at his best. But then once 2020 hit, like, he became a joke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't buy him, because even if like he was the champion, like, first of all, it came way too late, and I can't even buy him retaining the title against a Bobby Lashley. That's why I was actually all for him losing.
Yeah. And I'll go beyond though. I know they're a hot take, but I actually enjoy Miz babyface run.
His babyface run was okay, but the problem is that babyface run kind of ruined the Miz in a way.
Yeah.
Because he looked very weak. Like, he lost to Shane McMahon multiple times.
Yeah.
Which and also that feud never really got resolved, because like Shane like always got one up, like the Miz always got one up by Shane, and he never got his revenge. So
and also this was a second attempt for they did Miz babyface. First attempt was 2013, that failed. And one in 2019 that I actually like babyface one, but technically that was a failed babyface one.
But I think the Miz just works better as a heel.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But even then, like, to me, the Miz, unfortunately, it came way too late. Like, if it was 2016 Miz, I could buy him like as a champion. But 2021 Miz, no, I couldn't even buy him as a champion.
Yeah.
Like, he was literally losing every week. I don't buy that as a champion. Because say what you will about Drew McIntyre, like, because I know like a lot of people are starting to criticize Drew in the sense like, well, he's being overbooked, which they might be right to a certain extent, but at least he was a strong champion.
Facts.
At least he wasn't losing every week. Like the only times he lost was like either like in a match that like had to progress the story or like a multi-man match where that would set up a match. That was it.
I could be honest though. After the Elimination match, he only won one match, and that was in the tag team match again. He was teaming with the Street Person with facing Randy Orton, Wrasslin on Rude. He lost that match. I think he only lost one match, and he was the WWE champion.
Yeah, like he lost the title against Randy at Hell in a Cell, and then he won it right back.
Yeah.
Which by that point, it's like, what was the point?
Oh yeah, I know they're a hot take, but I thought Randy Orton should have kept that title. Should have kept the title until Wrestlemania.
Which that I agree with.
Yeah, and you could set up Edge pushing Randy Orton again.
Yeah, like that to me is where they should have went with it. Like I know that they're doing the Fiend versus Randy Orton stuff, which we will get into that after we talk about this. But I do agree that Edge versus Randy Orton for the title would have made more sense.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I still would like to see a Roman Reigns versus Edge match, and I know that's what we're getting at WrestleMania, because basically, even though he's facing Daniel Bryan at Fastlane, we know Roman's retaining. There's like no way Roman's dropping this title.
I could be honest, I would love to see Edge win the title, but I don't see Roman Reigns losing. That's why I thought they should have kept the WWE Championship winning, or the Edge could have either Edge be winning or at WrestleMania. I think will make more sense. But he faced Roman Reigns, so I don't think I want Edge to win, but I don't see Roman Reigns losing that match.
Exactly. Like, it's one of those things where I don't mind if... It's one of those things where it'd be cool to see Edge win, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I kind of would rather see Bobby Lashley retain. Or no, not Bobby Lashley, but Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Because Roman Reigns is, like, this is probably the best stuff he's done in his career. And he's made the Universal title look prestigious. I think keep the belt on him a little longer. I would say keep it on him until maybe SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And that I don't even know who I would even have Roman drop the title to. Like, that's just like the only other people I could think of is Nakamura, Cesaro. Like, there's a bunch of people you could have take it off him, but I would rather see someone like a Daniel Bryan or a Big E, or hell, you could even do like a Kevin Owens or a Seth Rollins even.
Ooh,
like,
I like the Big E one.
Yeah, like, I think Big E would be pretty cool, but at the same time, I'm like, well, he's the IC champion right now. So, I mean, they're probably not necessarily in a rush with Big E, which is fine. And as far as Intercontinental title feuds, I think Big E is going to face Apollo Crews at WrestleMania or beforehand.
Yeah. Or they could have a 5, or they could have like a 5. I forgot what it's called. 5-way ladder match.
Oh, a ladder match? Hell, yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, you could have Big E, Apollo, Shinsuke, Cesaro, and Kevin Owens, and you could throw Seth Rollins in there if they want to.
Yeah, you could throw a bunch of people in a ladder match, and that'd be awesome. So, I mean, I would agree with that. As far as Riddle is concerned, I don't even know who he would face at WrestleMania. I don't even know like who is even in that division, to be quite honest, with the U.S. title. I mean, I guess Ali, if they really wanted to do Ali versus Riddle, but even then, I don't care.
I could be honest though. I will say Riddle push the MVP, but if you have Bobby Lashley losing the WWE Championship, it don't make sense to have MVP winning the United States Championship though. So it most likely gonna be Riddle, Mustafa Ali. I mean, technically I don't want to see that, but you know.
And the sad thing is, I don't even hate Mustafa Ali as a wrestler. I think he's great.
No. But the problem is that the WWE is bullying him on though.
And Retribution sucks.
Yes.
I know I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, but I gotta keep saying it. Retribution is horrible.
They should never have Mustafa Ali as a leader or the Retribution.
Exactly. Like, I'll give them credit. I know what they were trying to go for. They were trying to tie in the Mustafa Ali stuff with the, like, you know, the hacker stuff with the Retribution stuff. But even then, it's stupid.
You know who they should have? I know it won't. I know that it will never happen. But I thought they should have Wade Barrett as the leader of the Retribution.
But even then, Retribution is just such a stupid idea.
Yeah. T-ball, Strapjack. Oh gosh.
Yeah, that was dumb. I hated it.
And the problem is that they came from NXT though. They have
exactly.
So much
they already had contracts, because isn't the point of Retribution is that they don't have contracts?
Yeah.
So what was I don't know. That it's just stupid. It makes my brain hurt. Again, I don't know what else I can really say about the tag team titles. Forget about it. I don't even know what the hell you would do with them.
I don't know about the tag. I don't know who the tag team champion could be.
I mean, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler are the champions. I guess they face the Street Profits. I guess.
Got one. What about Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, pushing Rey Mysterio and Dominic? I would love to see that. They have Rey Mysterio and Dominic win a tag team championship. I think it'd be the first time father and son win a tag team champion.
That would be cool. I guess it could maybe it could be like a multi-man tag match where it's like Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus Rey Mysterio and Dominic, and the Street Profits versus Otis and Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Otis and Chad Gable, did you know that Otis is a heel now?
Yes. It don't even feel right now. It don't even feel right.
Hey, at least it gives me an excuse to hate him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was stupid. I don't know. It's like they turn Tucker heel. They do nothing with him, but they turn Otis heel. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
And then obviously they're obviously building towards Randy Orton versus the Fiend at Wrestlemania in the Firefly Funhouse.
Is it just me or that I don't even like the storyline anymore?
I like it, but the problem is they're dragging it out way too long.
Yeah, the whole supernatural thing, nah.
Like, I like it for like certain things. Like, I like that it is cheesy, but at the same time, it's to the point of cheesy where I appreciate it.
And I used to like storyline. The problem is that they just keep pushing it so much.
Well, I will say this: I think they're trying to do long-term storytelling here, which I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't get it. I kind of appreciate what they're doing, but at the same time, we haven't seen the Fiend in a while. I think it's just time to kind of like. I'm not saying you got to jump the gun, but just like maybe try to, I don't know, like maybe quicken it up a little bit. Not necessarily in the sense like we have to see the Fiend like all the time, but maybe like show the Fiend a couple times.
Yeah.
Like give him a new look, do what you got to do, but show him once. Yeah. At least to show that he's still around. Like we know he's still around, but I will say this though. This is probably the best stuff that I think Alexa Bliss has done.
Yeah.
And I'm not like an Alexa Bliss stan. I'm not a simp for her, but I think Alexa Bliss is good. I actually like her.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say this in the sense, like, I do think, she's not overrated like Charlotte is. I think she's more under the lines of, I think she's fine where she is. like, I can understand why people might say she's overrated in the sense of, well, she's not necessarily the greatest wrestler. Well, which I agree with. That's fair. But
I'm gonna be honest though. Unless she was used to be overrated, but right now she ain't. Though. If you
like,
go back on her title one, I would say yeah, she overrated, but now she ain't.
I would say this. I would say Alexa is definitely like, I would say if we were talking 2018, I'd say absolutely, because
Yeah.
that was just ridiculous the way she was being booked. But now I'm like, I kind of want her as the champion again.
Yeah.
Like it's like to the point where I'm sorry. Like I would rather Alexa Bliss as the champion. Like
True.
I know, like you know, a couple years ago we were all like, man, like Alexa being the Raw Women's Champion is just ridiculous. But now I'm like, I kind of miss it.
Yeah.
You know, she's a good talker too, so I'm like, shit, I kind of miss this.
Yeah.
So you know, I actually gotta give her props, man. Like I still like her, man. So the Firefly Funhouse is gonna be great. I hope. That's basically it for the road to WrestleMania. We kind of covered everything.
Yeah.
We're actually going to do like, I guess, like we'll kind of talk about this before we get into our next topic. Is we will be doing a fast lane watch party because it is the last stop before WrestleMania, and it is the last pay-per-view on the actual WWE network.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's going to go to Peacock. Peacock. It's going to the Peacock. It's going to go to the huge peacock in the sky. Oh man! All right, let's get into our next topic, and that is Soulja Boy versus Randy Orton. I'm not even kidding. Soulja Boy versus Randy Orton. What the fuck?
Wow.
So, to kind of give you an idea of who Soulja Boy is, Soulja Boy is the guy who did Crank That. And then, so he's also the guy who was making those video game consoles, if you remember.
Video console? I don't remember.
Yeah, like he was like making the Soulja Boy game consoles.
Oh, I do know he a rapper though, but I didn't know he made game console. I did not know that.
So, hang on, let me pull up the. Here we go. The Soulja Boy, Randy Orton, the Soulja Boy and Randy Orton argument. So basically, it all started because Soulja Boy said that
WWE fake.
Yeah, he's like rap game faker than WWE. And then, well, it first started with, you know, T-Bar, aka Dominic Dijakovic. God, I feel so bad for him. He's like, does the rap game take years off your life? And this is what he said, not what I said. Does the rap game take years off your life and leave you with countless injuries and debilitating pain? Oh, well, maybe just stick to super soaking hose or whatever it is you did 15 years ago. Damn. And then Randy Orton basically said, kind of chimed in, he's like, fake, dare this prick to step up. He don't like movies. Consider us actors that do stunts without pads 200 days a year. And don't bitch when we get surgically repaired and come right back. Consider us 100 times tougher than anyone you've come across. Ain't nothing but a bitch ass.
Yeah.
And then Soulja Boy would then respond with, get your wrestling ass on. And then Soulja Boy is like, do you know who the fuck I am? I'll bring the real to wrestling. Don't play with me, Randy Orton. Question mark. And then Randy Orton would then quit back. Crank That came out in 2007. You had a hell of a year. Serious dollar sign. Hats off to you, my dude. Here's the thing, though. I like rap. I bump that shit all day, whether it's Tunichi, Meek, Jay-Z. But you call what I do to survive fake? Fuck that. Come to my world and say that. Dare ya. Ooh, man, this is freaking sick. And then then Soulja Boy would then come back and say, if you mad because I spit facts just to say that, what you do is fake, and I stand on that. What I do is real. Come to your world. LOL. Welcome to Soulja World. And then he then followed it up with like a little globe emoji, a laughing crying face emoji, and then like a little I don't even know what the hell that was. And then Randy Orton would then respond with, "You spitting facts? Seems like all you spitting is the same mess you rap about. Nut, clear your throat, my dog, and be there. Enough talk, back it up." And then Soulja Boy would say, "Cap wrestler," and then a laughing emoji. "If you really want Big Draco to pull up, say less." And then Bow Wow would then come into it and say, "Yo, Soulja Boy, these wrestlers are terrified. I've been giving them the business since I announced I was training. They so scared we gonna take all they shine." Then a bunch of laughing emojis from Soulja Boy. And then he said, "That's a fact, though. Tell me why the WWE and they feelings for gang wrestler or not. I'm sliding." Oh, what the hell? And then so a bunch of people were like, "It's 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm witnessing a beef between Randy Orton and Soulja Boy unfold." And then Soulja Boy's like, "So y'all won't back me against Randy Orton, other rappers?" Vince McMahon watching Randy Orton beef with Soulja Boy, waiting to make this into a storyline. Soulja Boy would watch Randy Orton in the fight. Soulja Boy beefing with Randy Orton is the kind of drama I need. Randy Orton when he catches Soulja Boy in these streets. When Randy Orton sees Soulja Boy in public. And then Soulja Boy rap game thicker than the WWE, Randy Orton. Soulja Boy when Randy Orton is done with them. Soulja Boy WWE is fake. And a bunch of other stuff, man. This drama was fucking crazy, but it's funny as shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's hilarious. I'm not saying like, all right. I'll ask you your opinions on it first, but first I'm gonna get to Kavari's comment. Just finished episode 1. Oh my god, we got Black Lex Luthor, just like the Just League animated series. Yeah, I love it, man. I really do enjoy what we're getting with Superman and Lois. Very, very good. And I'm looking forward to see what happens next. Because I can't wait to see more of it.
yeah.
So, what's your take on it, Deshaun? What's your opinion on the Soulja Boy and Randy Orton thing?
Okay. Now I know funny people say wrestling is fake and stuff, but do you watch wrestling? Do you say wrestling fake in movie fake? That's your question. You watch wrestling, but do you know that movie fake, right? And I don't care. I've been no wrestling in fake for a long time. But you look at it, it's entertainment. It's for entertainment. You not go to wrestlers get their body on the line. You see people jump off the ladder, whipping people to the table. If they want to do that, they will never sign WWE. So this is in my take. Soulja Boy, yeah, Soulja Boy. Randy Orton did a pretty good job, and they better not make a storyline out of this. And Bow Wow, it coming to WWE anyway, so this is stupid. That's my take on this.
I think as far as like the beef is concerned, I understand where Soulja Boy is coming from. Is that yes, wrestling is fake. We all know that, and I understand that what he does is real. But at the same time, though, Randy Orton and T-Bar or Dominic Dijakovic, they make a lot of good points too. That just because it's fake doesn't necessarily mean it's not real.
Yeah.
Because the injuries are real.
Yep.
And I'm not saying I know what they go through personally because I don't. But judging from what I see, they go through hell. Is it exaggerated? Sometimes, yes, I agree. Like wrestling is fake; it's going to be exaggerated. But at the same time, people, injure their knees, like they tear muscles, like they break their bones for what they do. And Randy Orton even says it himself, like they do stunts all the time, and then it's like they do stunts 200 days a year, and when they get injured, they come right back when they're healed.
Yeah.
So as far as like they both have their points, but at the end of the day, it's dumb because to me, I think Soulja Boy's doing it for attention. To a degree, I don't know if it's fake. I don't know if the beef is real. I don't know if it's fake. But if you're kind of looking at what I'm seeing it as, I think he's doing it for attention. And I don't know if that's just me. I think that could be a lot of other people's knowledge, but it's entertaining. Don't get me wrong. It's hilarious because just the roast that they're roasting each other with, it's just, my God, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm not really going to go too much into it because why am I going to go into, like, something that it's crazy. I'll just say that. It's crazy. So, as far as the Soulja Boy Randy Orton thing, it's funny. I actually found a lot of enjoyment in this because I'm sorry, when freaking like I'm seeing everybody's reaction to it, it's ridiculous. It's funny.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my take on it. I just think personally both sides have their points, but at the end of the day, I don't really think they're both correct in the sense of, well, this side's right, this side's right. Because like wrestling's fake, but at the same time, like you gotta appreciate what they do.
And they put their body on the line too. So.
Exactly. Like I'm not saying like, oh, it's exaggerated, because like you could say to a degree it is, but the bumps they take are real in a sense, where it's like it's not like real. It's like choreography, but it still hurts.
Yeah. I know they're a hot topic here, but how you seen a wrestler put a gun on another wrestler before?
No.
Oh, I saw one of the video they did. That was fun though.
Damn. Shit. Well, the only time I remember like seeing like something like that was when like Stone Cold and Mr. McMahon like was in the ring and like Mr. McMahon was crying because like he thought Stone Cold was gonna kill him, but then it turned out to be like a fake like toy with the flag, and then he like pissed himself. That was funny. I like that stuff.
That was funny. Oh.
All right. Last topic for tonight is the Big Show is all elite. Yep, you heard it here. The Big Show, or I'm sorry, no BS. Paul White is officially now an AEW wrestler. Who would have thought in a million years that the Big Show would be a part of AEW? And you know what's funny though? Big Show's basically been with the WWE for over 20 years, and then he goes to AEW.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So from where I'm hearing is that he is going to be he's going to still wrestle, but he's also going to be a commentator for the web TV for their AEW Dark Elevation show.
Uh-huh.
So basically, hang on, let me see if I can like pull up like why he ended up leaving or. So it says here that basically he left because I don't know how I would describe, but I guess like he was unhappy, or because basically like Jericho, what he was saying is that WWE was not treating Sting and Big Show with the respect that they should have gotten, which, to be fair, I could see where he's coming from, like with Sting, but Big Show, like WWE has done a lot with Big Show.
They said, wait a minute, say that again?
Basically, so from what I'm reading, is like Jericho did not treat WWE said, or Jericho said that WWE did not treat Sting and Big Show with too much respect.
Whoa, okay. Sting, I understand. Big Show, your former WWE champion. former United States champion, Intercontinental champion, tag team, and former ECW champion. I disagree on the Big Show.
Like maybe recently, I'd say maybe.
Oh, recently? Maybe, yeah.
And basically, and then like a lot of people are saying that it's like because even like Kurt Angle said, like Vince like treated him very well and like he helped him out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I again, it's like it's great that Big Show is doing what he still wants to do, and that's be a wrestler, and like he's getting the chance to do whatever he wants. I don't know really how I feel that. Okay, like I'm glad he's there, I guess, but like, what is he really gonna do?
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be a commentator, so hey, you'll probably be a good commentator. As far as like a wrestler, I'm gonna say he's probably gonna be one of those like legend wrestlers where he's not gonna wrestle a lot. Like he's gonna be like maybe a special attraction.
And also, AEW got a chance to do what WWE never did. They could do a Big Show pushing. I don't want to say this, but I got to. I mean, Paul White pushing Shaquille O'Neal.
Which actually, to be completely honest, Shaq really did not do that bad in the match.
No, he didn't. I was surprised.
He was. I think that Shaq and Big Show could. I think they could actually pull it off.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, if we get it, hell, I'll watch it.
Oh, I am too.
So hey, I mean, a lot of good stuff can come out of it. I'm very shocked he left, but hey, I mean, if he wants to leave, he wants to leave. I mean, that's all he's got to do. There's really not. Oh well, I guess we could talk about this last thing. NXT is possibly moving to Tuesday nights following WrestleMania.
Oh damn.
So basically, NXT is waving the white flag, saying, "Yep, we lost. It's time to go to a new network," which basically means the Wednesday night wars are over. AEW beat NXT. So now AEW is going to run uncontested and NXT is going to run uncontested. I'm actually okay with this because you got to think about, like, because NXT and AEW run at the same time.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I would rather watch, I know it's like, it's still too much wrestling, but at the same time, I would rather it be on separate days. If that makes any sense.
I thought they should do that from the first beginning. But
exactly.
Because I know people go, who would be WWE or AEW? I don't compare AEW to WWE. WWE has been here a long time. AEW just got here, so they don't compare the WWE and AEW. So
and even then, like, AEW is way too different.
Yeah, WWE is PG. And family, and AEW is TV-14, violent stuff. So it's very, very different shows. I don't like how to compare AEW to WWE or WWE to AEW.
Absolutely. So I mean, as far as NXT moving, hey, it's a good thing. At least now they're getting their own little day to kind of do what they have to do, and it'll rinse the mouth out of people who watch Raw every week. So, because I feel bad for the people who have to watch Raw every week. I don't watch Raw every week. I watch the clips, but I don't watch Raw. I would never watch Raw every week because I am not crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so we've reached basically over the hour mark. We obviously. Do you want to do a tier list tonight, or do you want to?
Why not? We do a tier list.
Yeah, we do. We do a tier list at the end of every episode. So why not? Why not do one?
Yeah.
So what kind of wrestling topic do you want to do for this tier list tonight?
Let's see. Do they got like a I don't know. You pick anyone.
All right, let's see here. Sports, NFL, and no, I don't want all of that. I want wrestling. I have to figure out what have we not done yet.
Yeah.
We got major. No, we've already done championship designs. You want to do wrestling finishers?
Why not?
Oh, okay. We actually got a bunch of. All right, we got a good blend of them, I would say. So let's share the screen. All right, so here we go in terms of the tier list. So first up, we have the Tombstone Pile Driver, Undertaker's Tombstone Pile Driver.
Ish.
I mean,
So
yeah, I agree. Next up, we have Okada's clothesline. I don't remember what Okada's clothesline is.
I don't remember.
Was it? I think it's the Purple Rainmaker. I think, or like something like that.
He's from New Japan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I watch New Japan, but I don't know Sunday on Wrestlemania, so I can't put it. I can't wait to do one.
I'll give it a B. I think it's a solid finisher.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the F5 from Brock Lesnar.
Okay, now I will put it at B.
Really?
I will put it at B. Yeah. You look at it when you had like Ugly You a Shepherd. You had AJ Styles doing F5. The move looked perfect, but you had like the Undertaker Mark Him do it. It won't look right. So I would still put it at B, but you want to count the when he do the F5 to like Mark Him or the Undertaker like that, I would put it at C, but I would keep it at B.
All right. Next up, we have the Dirty Deeds, Dean Ambrose.
I could be honest though, I would put it at C. It's your Dirty D. It's your D&T.
All right. Styles Clash.
A.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great looking finisher.
Yes.
I mean, there's really not much to say about it. I think it always looks good.
Yes.
RKO.
S. Too iconic.
Yeah, it's out of nowhere. Come on, it's gonna be an S.
Yeah.
So you always got to put the finish out of nowhere. Next up, the Phenomenal Forearm.
I would put it at A as well.
Yeah, I think again it's another move that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I'm trying to see. I guess technically this would be the Batista Bomb and their Spine Buster from Batista. So I'll just say Batista Bomb.
Batista Bomb. I would put that B. It's your power bomb.
But I could still buy it as a finisher though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Next up, we have the Sharpshooter, Bret Hart.
It's too iconic.
All right. I don't know what this move is, so I'm just gonna skip it. Next up, we have the Codebreaker.
I put that A.
I think it has like that same out of nowhere feel to it, like the RKO does, but I think the RKO is just way cooler.
Yeah.
So we'll just we'll put it at about an we'll put it at A. The Go to Sleep from CM Punk.
I put it at B.
All right, yeah, I'll agree with that. Next up, the Eddie Guerrero's Frog Splash.
S. I put it S.
Yeah,
with Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah, I think we all do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Edge's Spear.
Okay. Now, this might be a hot take, but I would put that maybe I don't know. I would put that B.
Yeah, I mean, I have respect for Edge. I'm not going to put it at C.
Yeah, when he feel, he kind of like hugged him. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
hugged him.
I would
And
say so.
You look at Wolverine Wayne or Goldberg, they just straight feel them. But when Ed do it, it kind of like he's hugging him.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Sorry, I'm just I'm messaging somebody right now.
Oh,
Next up, the Stone Cold Stunner.
it's too iconic.
Yeah, S, of course. Figure 4 leg lock by Ric Flair.
No disrespect to Ric Flair, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I would put that C.
C.
Yeah.
Damn, you gotta do that. You gotta do that man dirty, huh?
Hey, they call him a dirty player for nothing.
All right, that's fair. We got the Angle Slam from Kurt Angle.
I would. Let's see. I would put at B.
Yeah, it's. I think it's one of the lines. It's still a good finisher.
Yeah.
With now the pop-up powerbomb from Kevin Owens.
I would put at. No, I put at B.
Yeah, I think it's like again, it's like one of those out of nowhere finishers, but it's still. But it's not like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Kane's Chokeslam.
It's too iconic.
All right. The DDT.
Same thing with I put at C. Same thing with DM, but it's just DDT.
The Kinshasa knee strike.
I put at B.
Yeah. The Hulk Hogan leg drop.
I would put at B. If you look at it, it do look painful though.
Yeah.
Your leg, if somebody's leg is dropping on your face, so hard, it look painful.
The Master Lock.
I can't wait to do one. I know who couldn't. I know the Master Lock here, but I can't wait to do one.
I'll put in a D. It's just that's just not.
Yeah.
The stink face.
I would put it B. Why not?
Yeah, it's comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like literally a fat guy's ass going in someone's face. I mean, it's always funny.
Yeah.
The ankle lock.
B.
Yeah.
That could literally pain you. That could literally snap your ankle. So that is painful. Just like with Hulk Hogan.
The jackhammer.
I would put it at A.
Yeah, I still think it's a good looking finisher.
Yeah.
Even though like I don't know, like I just don't. I'm not like a huge fan of Goldberg. I like him, but I only like his earlier stuff. Like and I guess maybe like his 2016, 2017 stuff. Okay, but after that, I didn't really like him as much.
Yeah.
The yes/no/label lock.
They also could be painful too because literally he holding your neck. I would put that B.
All right. Roman Reigns' spear.
A.
Well, it's the tribal chief, so I mean,
yeah,
it goes an S. I mean, everything Roman Reigns does is an S from now on. There's not even going to be an answer, and it's just Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
The 5-star frog splash.
I would put that B.
Yeah.
The Razor's Edge.
I would put an A. I would put an A for me.
I put in an A too. It's a good looking finisher. The 619.
It's too iconic.
The Attitude Adjustment.
Now, John Cena is my favorite wrestler of all time. But you look at his finisher, I would put it at B. It's not a great finisher, but it makes sense for his wrestler character though.
I mean, I personally would have maybe put it in C because it's literally just a standing fireman's carry.
Yeah. I was thinking about putting C, but I just saying John Cena my favorite wrestler, so I don't want to do him like that. So I'll put it at B.
All right, I'll keep it in B though. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like an A. It's
Yeah.
B. So
Yeah.
The Rock Bottom.
It's too iconic.
The Macho Man Elbow.
It's too iconic.
Sweet Chin Music.
Oh, too iconic. That is.
The Curb Stomp.
I put an A.
Yeah, the Curb Stomp's great.
Yeah, because it is painful because you look at it, he really technically he's thumping your face down to the ground. So, oh man,
And lastly, the People's Elbow.
it's too iconic.
All right, well, that was a pretty easy list.
Yeah.
Only one really made it in the D tier. Everything else was, B or C. Like, basically, it was basically A, B, and S, A, B. So,
yeah.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is your tier list for the week, or the good old wrestling week. And I think that about wraps it up for today. So hey, I mean, we basically went over. We almost went an hour and a half, so that's pretty good. Deshaun, thank you for coming on as always. It's always great talking wrestling.
Yeah.
So let's Deshaun, tell everybody where they can find you at one more time.
You can find me on my YouTube channel, D-Show Wiggum. Tonight, I will be doing a Man of Steel watch party. Also, I did the early, but now that I will be making a sports channel. I don't know what the name gonna be called, but I will be doing sports channel. Also, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Discord.
Very, very nice. Again, I'm not really gonna go really too far in depth into what I do because again, you're basically watching the channel that you would watch. Basically, I do a bunch of stuff on it. Just check it out. Check out everybody that's in my featured channels list. Check out everybody that I'm gonna put Deshaun's stuff back in the description. I didn't do it this time around. I'm gonna do it after the stream. So if you guys watch the replay, definitely go check out Deshaun's stuff. Let's get him up to where he needs to get in terms of subscribers. Go check out like his other channel when he gets to it. Like just go check out everybody. Just go check everybody like Chris Knight, JJ, Alonzo, Ninja. Like just check everybody out, man. Just do it.
Yeah. Trying to get 200 subscribers right now. All I got 88. I mean 89. I think 88. 88 or 89.
Good stuff. So just check everybody out, subscribe, like, do what you got to do. So yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for today. Thank you guys for watching. This is the Osnator and Deshaun signing out. See you later, guys.
Deuces.